Good evening, Sir Jake. And today's video, I will present my capstone project for the subject of Advanced System Design and Implementation. The title of my system is Smart Library Management System Book Demand Forecast with Time Series Analysis Algorithm using simple moving averages for smoothing and trend analysis. Okay? So, para naton ang system. Okay, so before ta mag-start, I will explain danay kung ano ni siya ang simple moving averages. So bali, simple moving averages or SMA is an statistical calculation used in various fields including finance, data analysis, and signal processing. So it is a method for smoothing out data over a specific period of time to identify trends, patterns, or variation in the data set. Okay? So, sa akon capstone, which is the library system, so it will serve as a prediction tool or what you call is demand forecast tool which will predict the future demand of books by a month. Okay, so amo na siya, sir. Okay, going back to the system, so this is the smart library management system login page. So three variables ang makagamit sini. First is the admin. So pwede makalagin ato na admin, sample try to admin, and then the password, and select lang siya sang role which is admin. So makalagin si admin. Okay, so amo ni siya ang dashboard. So, let's log out again. So ang ano naman, second is the library staff. So for example natin is naka library staff, login siya, pwede mo i-show ang password and then click. Okay, so invalid ang username password, sala siguro, I think password siguro 1, try ta lang, wala man. Let's use another name. Okay, so i-check naton sa admin kung ano ang password ni siya sa example naton nga library users. Okay, check naton sa library staff. Okay, so pass 1 2 3, I think 1 2 3. Okay, let's go back, nag-change ang iyang username, then 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 and none. So amo ni siya, sir, ang iya ka library staff. So si library staff, isa na din nga module lang hindi niya pwede mabuksan, which is the management of other library staff. So muna siya, log out again. Let's go back to the login page. Okay, so ara na may duha na taka variable which is the admin and then the library staff. And then the third is for the attendance of the users of the library. Okay, so in order for them to be able to submit their attendance, they need to put their ID number inside this text box and then click submit. Okay, for example, my account, this is my ID number. So once na successful ang attendance, these details will pop up. We have successfully logged your attendance for today, which comprise with your first name, last name, course, ID number, and then roll. Okay, so close naton. Okay na siya. So may tatlo ka variable. And then if ever na if ang student is ano siya, unregistered siya to account, pwede siya ka self enrollment. So butangin lang di ang iyang details, last name, course niya, makapili di, then ID number. So for example, sample name naton is Bianca. and last name Delgado. Course tier, senior high school grade 12 ICT, ID number 0123, and then save. So na nakaka-register na siya, and we can check here system if na visible lang iyan na account. Let's go to the student's account. Si Bianca is here. Okay, so already si Bianca, so amo na siya na working ang ato na system. So let's go back again sa login. Then last but not the least function is the upload data from another PC. So the purpose of this one, para dasig ang pag enroll sang student. Example, may listahan ka damo ka listahan, pwede mo lang na siya isulat sa Excel, and then you need to choose that file, Excel file, and then save. So mabuk upload na siya. So since we don't have data or Excel about that, we'll just need to babayaan ta lang siya anay. Okay, so amo na siyang functionality for the login page. Okay, so let's go now for the dashboard. So let's log in as an admin. Okay, so we are here on the dashboard of the library management. So on the page you can see the total enrolled students. On the page it is 6, registered books 5, issued books means pila ka bilog ang ginpahulam or borrowed books, return books, how many in the recorded data ng mga nag-return books, unpaid fine, the list of individuals who have not yet paid the fine for returning the book overdue, and last but not the least is the algorithm for forecasting or prediction. So this is the forecast. Okay, so let's go to the second dashboard. This is the student dashboard. Okay, so the management is here. Pwede ka di ka search sa babaw sang names ng students if ever damo-damo na gid ang students, then choose ka lang sa category, sample mark. So amo ni siya tanan na mark, and then if gusto mo nga i-reset or view all, click mo lang na and delete duplicated account. So these functions works as if ever na if nag-bulk upload ta, same ang pangalan sang students, ID numbers, or na-double ang pag-upload, we can delete the duplicate account. So the algorithm will delete the one duplicate only, so may mabili na isa. So amo na siyang iyang purpose. Okay, so kung mag-add ta students, pwede ta man ito mo kon ang green plus tang ta pangalan, for example Romel, last name Delgado, then course tier senior high school grade 11 ICT, and ID number sa ID niya, enroll a student. Okay, na-insert na naton. So amo ni siya si Romel, and if ever na if gusto ta siya i-edit or i-update, we'll just have to double click the name. Once we double click it, the details will show, and you will be able to change the details of the student. Okay, so let's say we will add 5 for the ID number. We'll just have to click the save. Okay, so as you can see here, the 5 is already appearing in the system, and we will be able to update it if necessary. So the next thing that we will be doing now is we will try to delete the student. For example, the student already dropped out or something happened that we need to delete it. So we'll just have to click the row, then click the X button. Okay, so we will now erase or delete this individual in our system. Okay, so it's already deleted. So that's it. So let's go now to the book management. So same functionality from the students or the books. The table shows all of the Okay, so as you can see on the book list, the table definition already added in the table. First is the ISBN, or the unique IDs of the books, the title, the author, the total stock, or the available total stock, and the available stock. Available stock amo na siya ang pwede pahulam. Ang total stock is kabilugan pero may gintago na mga libro. Okay, we can also search for the books. For example, we will search science, title, search, and you'll be able to see all of the list of books which has name science. Okay, and we will click this blue button to show all. Okay. We also have the power to add new book. For example, sample book, sample 1, the author is, for example, me. The ISBN is 052523, and the publication year, so when the book was published, let's say 2028, and the publishing, let's say publication house, and the genre of the book, fiction, mystery, fantasy, romance, education, so on and so forth. Let's check the summary. Fantasy. In short description, we will going to describe the book. Let's say it's volume 11, and the total stock, how many books have been procured or bought, let's say 10, and then the available stock, the stock is 5. We can have it borrowed to our users, and the price of the book, if ever the book is lost, this will be the price that the user needs to pay. Okay, so let's add this. So as you can see, the book is already added into the book list. We can also double click it in order to delete or to edit. Okay, so let's add one to mark to see that it is really working. So mark 1, and if we want to delete the book, we can click the X button. Record deleted. Okay, so that's for the book dashboard. The next is for the issued, or the dashboard for borrowing of books. So as you can see here, all of the list here are for those people who already borrowed the books but have not yet returned it to the library. Okay, so let's see the columns of the table. So first is the book name, Amazing Map. Student name is Mark Jumin Renegado, and the day it was borrowed is September 9, 2023, and assigned due date is same as the borrow date, let's say September 9, 2023, and the status is overdue, and the remaining days is 0. And then seconds is it has 14 days remaining, so it is not overdue. Okay, so we can also process borrowing into this dashboard. Let's click the plus. Okay, so here is when this is where we will be able to process a borrowing book. Okay, on the left side is the list of registered students, so all of the names that listed here can borrow the book. So let's click the show all. So these are all the people that can borrow book from us, and the right side table is the book list that they will be able to borrow. Okay, show all. So we have 5 books available to be borrowed. Okay, so in order to set the name and the book, we'll just have to double click the name. So let's say Juan, double click, so the names appear here in the student name, and then the book that he wants to borrow is, for example, Math 101. So the book title registered already, and the due date, the library staff has a free will to adjust when will be the due date of the book. So let's say the due date is on Wednesday, September 13, and then find after due. So this will allow also the library staff to set how much he can charge. So let's say 100. So we will save it now. Borrowed book inserted successfully. So here is the record. Math 101 De La Cruz. Remaining days is 4. It is not overdue. So if we want to return the book, we'll just have to double click the table name or the row of the said person. So let's double click the Math 101. So there is two feature of this borrowed book management. If the book is not overdue, the theme or the background color is color blue, while if it is overdue, it will turn red. Okay, let's try adding a book which is already overdue. Okay, let's say Amazing Math. Let's back the due date on September 6 and the fine is 100. Okay, so here it is already overdue, -3 remaining days. Double click, so it is turned into red. Okay, so if we will return the book that is overdue, the algorithm will function that there will be a record on unpaid fine that he needs to settle. So let's process this. Return book, yes, the book issue has been returned. Book is overdue, please settle the fine. So there is already a fine with that. If not overdue, the theme will be in color blue and there is no fine algorithm that will run. Book is not due, so no fine. Okay, so that's it for the book issued. So the next dashboard is the returned. Okay, so there are two tables here. As you can see, there are list of books that have been returned but there is fine. So as you can see here, Warren Panolino paid 200, and we can also click this checkbox to see all of the records of the returned books. Okay, so here are the list of the returned books, and it also has the employee in charge who accepted the returned book or processed the returned book, okay, for future references. Okay, so this is how it works for the return dashboard. Next is the unpaid fine. Okay, it's back. Unpaid fine. So as you can see, there are two records here of people who have returned the books but it is already overdue. So Sandra Diret and the one we have processed a while ago, Juan de la Cruz, he needs to pay 100. If we will going to process the payment, all we have to do is to double click their name. Okay, here payment section, total fine 100. How much he is going to pay? So let's say his money is 500, so it will automatically deduct and the change is visible. And last but not the least, reason for late return. Let's say the reason is he is sick, so you can also add that. Save, and once paid, the record will be gone and the return book will be added to the list here. We'll go check. So as you can see, the Amazing Math by Juan de la Cruz is now appearing on the list of return books. Okay, so next is the attendance dashboard. So we can check the attendance of each users who visited our library. So let's say general research for today. So as you can see, I have logged in for today. I put the ID number inside the box and process my attendance. Okay, we can also change the from and to. So let's say let's back to July. Okay, so let's go back again. We will going to change the from to, so from July to September 9. So and then general result. So as you can see here, all of the attendance was consolidated or added inside the table from August 10, August 14, 24, 95, and 99. Okay, we can also search, also first search via their um, department or their grades, sample grade 5, 6, and so on and so forth. So as you can see, there is no record. Okay, so that's it for the attendance. The next is the library staff. So library staff and the student staff are the same. The difference between the two is that the library staff has a username and password because they need to use the system in order to process attendance, borrowed books, encode books, and so on and so forth. Okay, as you can see here, we have 3 employee lists. If we need to update the employee, we can use that. Let's say we'll update Juan de la Cruz. We'll change the username to Juan, and then we can also process a change of their passwords if they want to. So all you need to do is to check if you want to reset password. Once we click it, it will automatically update the password of this user. This is good when they forgot their password because the system will not show the password of the employee for the data integrity or the security of the system. Okay, once we click this, it will set the default password to welcome 123. Okay, since we will try if this will work, we'll just have to save it. Okay, so once we say already saved that, we need to log out and then log into one. Okay, let's check again for the password 1234 if it will work. So as you can see, it is no longer working. So we will use now the default password. They say welcome at 123. Okay, once we click that, the system will force the user to update his password. Okay, so let's update the password in order to go to the dashboard. Okay, so password updated successfully. So we are now inside the system. So as you can see here, if you are a library user, the module for the library staff is not available, or you cannot access that, okay, for security purposes. Okay, let's log out again and log in as an admin. Okay, so the last and the critical part of the system is the demand forecasting using simple moving average. So let's go to the forecast. So the purpose of this forecast is for us to predict on what books will be in demand in the future. So in the simple moving average, it will predict at least 1 month. Okay, so all we need to do is to assign a book that we will be searching inside our system. So show all. I have created a sample data here for the ISBN 1. So let's use that for reference. So the ID will be put here, and then all we need to do is to click on what month to forecast. So let's say we will going to predict the month of October, since today is on only September. Okay, and the year to forecast, it is 2023, and all we need to do is to hit calculate. So once we click that, the system will automatically calculate for the forecast prediction using the time series analysis algorithm, or the simple moving average. So as you can see here, we will going to find the forecast of October 2023. So the final answer is here on the number 13. So October 2023, the demand is question mark because this is the one that we are supposed to find out. So the system suggested or predicted that using the calculations of 3 months moving average, the result is 8.3, or most likely, if we're going to round up it, it will be 8. Okay, and if we will going to use the 4 months moving average, the prediction will be 8.5. So if we will compare the results from the actual demand, so this is the actual demand, and then the predicted demand, do pare-parehas lang, they have similar answer. So let's say, let's turn back to September. So the actual demand is 8 and the 3 months moving average is 8.6, the same. And then the 4 months moving average is 7.75. If you're going to round up that, the answer is 8. So it's quite the same. Same with the August, demand is 7, the average is 8, and then the 4 months moving average answer is 11, and so on, so forth. Okay, so this is dynamic, and it will change the result if we change the months to forecast. So let's say today we have check for the October, and let's go back, let's memorize this. The result is 8.3 and 8.5. Let's go back and assign another month. Let's say the month will be 11 or November 11. Okay, we can calculate it, and here, so the actual answer for the 11 is still the same, 8.3. Oh, not the same already, because the October is 8.3 and the 4 months moving average is 8.5. Here in the November, same 3 months moving average, but not the same in 4 months moving average. It's 8.75. So let's try again for the month of December. Let's say, let's go for the December. So in the December, as you can see here, the demand is already 11, and then the 4 months moving average is 10, and then our October is 8.3, 8.75, and then the October is 8.3 and 8.05, 8.5. So the calculation or the algorithm really works, and it is providing a correct answer. And then if we try to put the unrealistic year to forecast, let's say 2026, we don't have the data for it, so the calculation will be 0. Let's calculate it, and as you can see, on the month of 2026 December, we have no data, so the answer is 0. Okay, so let's go back again. Let's try the 2003. How about we pass forward from the month which we have no data? Let's say that, or the data is only half. Let's say we have February 2023. Let's calculate it. Okay, so as you can see here, the data that we have is only the demand for January 2023, which is 5. Okay, 0. So the prediction is not quite accurate since we have no data for the past 3 months. See here, 3. And then the next question is, how do we calculate and how do we know the demand, or where do we get the demand? Din tanigin nakuha ang demand. So ga-add na siya if nagahulam ang isa ka user. So let's say mahulam ta subong na adlaw. Check tablets sa issued books. We will going to borrow a, let's say the book title is a social science. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ang iyang ISBN. So let's borrow that, and due date will be September 9. So may record siya for September. Okay, let's put the fine amount. So solo na ton 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, added successfully. And then once added, we will be returning that so that we will see if that will work. Okay. Okay, social science, let's return this. So once we already returned the book, the record is already been there. So let's go back to the forecast. We will try to find the forecast for the social science book. Okay, so ISBN 1345, month to forecast, let's say 11 November. But we know that the only record that the social science book has been borrowed is only for September. So we can see here that the demand is only 1 month for September. Let's say it. Let's check. Okay, so here on the on the on the month of September, so this is the 9, it was borrowed 4 times. So I think I was accidentally borrowed it. So let's go back and let's add another one. So let's add the social science. It will be 5. Okay, let's log in again. So let's go back to the issued books. We will going to borrow again the social science. So kagina ano siya 4. So dapat ma-5 na siya. So we need to return it again. So we already returned. So dapat ang iyang output is 5. So let's check for the social science for the month of November 2023. Calculate. Here. So as you can see here, the demand for the month of September have updated. So since nagborrow ta, so nag-5 na siya. But other months wala siya sang record since it was not borrowed yet. So this is all of the features that I have added to my smart library management system with simple moving average time series analysis. Okay, that will be all, Sir Jake. Thank you so much for watching sa laba-laba ning video. Thank you so much, sir, and good night and have a great day. Okay, so recording Saturday, September 9, 2023. Thank you so much.